Welcome back to the Launch to Legacy podcast, where we discuss how to start and run a small business. Last time, we talked about brand identity, ideal client, and USP, not USB, USP. This week, we're going to be talking about a basic online presence. So I'm Kenneth,
I'm Courtney.
and this is the Launch to Legacy podcast.
Well, before we jump right in, I always like to start with saying there are free resources on our website, www.havensconsulting.com. There is a guide with more detailed information on every episode, and then especially for last episode, this episode, and the next at least one, there's a bunch of individual, right? So there's a special guide that is just for finding your ideal client.
Yep.
Or your unique selling proposition or your Google business profile.
And we're going to talk about that today.
Yes, we are.
And
because
the horror stories that can happen.
Yes, it is so important. If you are not on Google, you do not exist, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just true now. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about your basic online presence, right? Last time we talked about ideal client and stuff like that. So now we're going to talk about your visual identity. So we talked about it a little bit on episode 1, which was before the launch checklist. About logos and colors and stuff, but we're going to go more into detail today. So let's just start out with your, visual identity. So your logo. I mean, every company has a logo or should have a logo, right? Something that says this is me, right?
Yes.
So it's like your signature, right? It's on everything. Like it's on our clothing, it's on our website,
It's our mouse pads.
Yeah, our email signatures everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It may seem like a little thing, but it's so important.
It's the visual anchor point that will bring people back to your company.
Yes.
And like we talked about in the last episode, I mean, think about the Apple or the Nike swoosh.
Yep.
I mean, they invented their own word that we all know now, the swoosh.
Yeah. So there are different types of logos. So I'm just going to kind of read off of this. So there's word mark, which are solely the company or brand name, right? So that's going to be something like Google.
Coke.
Yep. They're easy to start. They're not complex. This is really the best one for a business starting out, right? Is going to be the word mark. It's simple. It's easy. That's what ours is. It's just the words.
There's definitely some advantages to some of the others, but I mean, this is a great starting point, and we rebranded our logo.
Yeah, but it was still a word mark before.
Yeah.
So the next kind is a pictorial, which is a recognizable image or symbol that represents the brand without text. So this is like the apple.
Yeah.
Right? What can be difficult with a pictorial is you don't know it. You can't recognize the apple if there is nothing with it, right?
Well, because for 30 years, the apple had the word Macintosh below it, and now everyone knows it.
Yes. Which is a good point, right? You can mix and match these two.
Yep.
So if you're like, someday I want to be Apple, right? Or the Nike check mark, right?
Right.
You can do a pictorial of your image and then put your name next to it. So like on our shirts, like if the HBS was a symbol,
right,
and then we had Havens Business Services next to it, and then someday we just had the symbol. That's how you would do that. So the thing about that, maybe it's kind of easy because it's a regular symbol with your name brand or whatever.
Yep.
But if you don't have the name, it won't be recognizable.
Right.
People aren't going to just know that this pear or this pencil is you. Right.
Yeah. You have an example here that's kind of a special example. FedEx, because it's both of those two. It's both a word mark and a pictorial because there's a subliminal arrow in there. In the X, it arrow pushing forward.
Yeah.
So there's some stuff like that.
Yeah, that you can work that in, right? So that it's not just a word, it's got something to it, but people also know what it is.
Yeah, and an advantage to the word mark. The word mark is a lot better if you need to be trusted as like a serious professional setting, and the pictorials are really good for the more creative.
Well, okay, so the podcast has a pictorial.
Yep.
It is the microphone with the wing, the rocket.
Yes. But then our consulting business is Haven's Business Services,
Right.
and that's written out. Yep.
Abstract. So it's like the pictorial, but it's not like something recognizable. It's a shape or some kind of form that conveys values and emotions rather than a specific object. So this is where the Nike swoosh, right?
Yeah.
I mean, now we know it as a swoosh or a check mark, but a tick if you're in the UK.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be cool if we had UK listeners? If you are from outside of the US, please let us know, and we'll do something really cool for our first out of country listener, subscriber, or whatever.
We just got done watching Downton Abbey again, so she's probably
yes, I love it. Oh, I could start it over from the beginning,
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is going to be really difficult for new businesses. This is even harder than the pictorial. It's a symbol. I mean, you can put it with the word mark again and then eventually remove it,
and that's almost exclusively how these come about.
Yes.
Right. Like even, you've got another example here, great with MasterCard. Those two, that Venn diagram, basically that is their logo, but it used to say MasterCard across the middle for 50 years.
Yeah. Well, Nike too. Nike had the swoosh and then Nike.
Now it's just the swoosh and just do it.
Yes. Okay. Just do it. If you are watching right now or listening and you are listening to all these so that you can get some ideas and do it. Just start.
Yeah.
Just start right now.
There's no right time.
Yeah.
Starting a business is like having kids. There's not a good time to do it. You never have enough time or money. You're never prepared enough.
Nope.
So just jump out there and do your best and you'll probably be great.
Yeah. You're going to do awesome. I hope that this moment is when you decide you're going to go for it. If it is, let me know.
Yes. We want to, any of you guys that start your business, and that are kind of following some of our podcasts and doing these things, let us know. We'd love to hear that.
Yes, that would be amazing.
And we'd love to hear, how it's going. Shoot us an email if that's you, and we'll kind of check in periodically because I'd love to hear, how that's going.
All right, your last kind is the emblem. So that incorporates the brand name with a distinct graphic shape like a badge, a seal, or a crest. So this is going to be government, law enforcement. It could be anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is the realm of where you see that usually.
But there's another thing you can do here that if you take advantage of the emblem instills
tradition.
Yes, long term. So an example, which is completely unethical, but if you've seen The Wolf of Wall Street, they took 100-year-old company that was like a defunct textile mill or something called Stratton Oakmont, and it had that, it looked like a coat of arms, and it was like, we've been, Stratton Oakmont for the last 100 years, and it gave the illusion, but don't do that. Don't mislead your clients.
Especially in this day and age, because one Google search.
Yeah, and then now you're a Twitter nightmare.
Yes.
Or X, sorry.
Mm-hmm. So those can be flexible, not too hard to start up. They don't have the drawbacks of some of the ones where you don't know what it is because it does have a lot of, text going on in there. But they're hard to resize. You do want to think about if you're going to be putting this logo on something. Is it going to be all smushed up and you can't read it?
Yeah.
If it's on your website, how big is it going to have to be able to be legible? If it's on a hat or a t-shirt or whatever. So just some things to think about.
I mean, we've got a pretty big logo. It needs a lot of horizontal space.
Yeah. But it's not as complicated as as an emblem would be, because you've got words usually on top and bottom that
Right.
you've got to be able to read. So if you've got something, you probably could spend forever trying to make it perfect, right? Just go for it. You can always rebrand later, right?
Yeah.
Don't let some of these early things discourage you from starting.
And progress, not perfection.
That's right. That's right. So if you're not too crafty, or I mean, even if you are, I think I started our first logo, and so this is our third logo?
It's our second.
Okay, so 2. This is our second. All right, so the first one I did, the second one we contracted out. Advice if you're going to have someone else do it. If you are looking this stuff up on Fiverr or Upwork or something like that, they're going to call you and email you forever.
Yeah, and you can get some affordable work here. A lot of these people are just, I don't want to knock a lot of these people, but you get what you pay for. So just, keep an eye out for that.
Yep. And I mean, if you sign up to get quotes from these people, they'll call you forever. I still have people, and it's been almost 3 years that are calling, hey, do you still need that website or whatever?
Yeah.
So just know that that's going to happen. One of the things that I did is I went on all these sites to get quotes.
Yeah.
So that was a mistake that I made. I hope that you do not make. Also, some of these, it costs them money, so just
to get a connection.
Yeah, just be careful. You don't want to be costing people money if you're not serious.
Yeah.
If you are going to do this as a trade, if you're going to do that just with a logo, I think it's fine.
Yeah, because that's got a finite.
It's a one-time situation. You're going to do something for them. They're going to do something for you.
Just make sure yours is not ongoing.
Yeah, it doesn't change or anything. Because, you don't want yours ongoing either, because then you're going to get stuff. So we've talked about trade deals before. We'll talk about them again when we talk about websites. But I think with a logo or something like that, you're fine with doing a trade-off.
It's small.
This is the end of our...
Yeah, it's got a very clear terminus.
One thing I would, when you're going through this, is make sure that your fonts are not overly complicated, because like our font for our website is a paid font. You have to pay for that font. Now, the company didn't realize that because they had already paid for all these fonts a long time ago. So I would just try to make sure that you can recreate this yourself as well.
Always use Comic Sans.
No.
Always.
No. All right. Next up is your color palette. It matters. The color matters for your company. Like, I love this kind of splatter work rainbow. If you're listening, we have a brain behind us on the wall. One side is splatter paint and the other side is math, to signify us both. But I like that, but that would not work for our company.
No, it didn't give me the right message.
Right. But, if we designed websites or something, the splatter paint would be fine.
Right.
And maybe our stuff, it would be too boring, because we have black and white photos.
Yeah. Now, don't let this take away or change what is unique about you and your business. It just means know who your market is and what's going to appeal to them.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife Courtney is the research queen, and she's got, rainbow colored hair. So, I mean, you don't have to, if you're trying to convey a certain message with your company, it doesn't mean that you can't be true to who you are or anything like that.
Just be aware.
Right. Be aware and just know what you're trying to accomplish. Use the right tool for the right job.
Yep. So I'll just give you a little bit. Warm colors like red, yellow, orange. Those are energetic, passionate.
Fire.
They're what?
Like fire.
Oh, fire. Like red and yellow stimulates appetite, right? That
does it?
Yeah. And I don't know if it's chicken or the egg with McDonald's, right?
Oh, yeah, because I got hungry when I thought of those arches.
Are we so accustomed to that?
I don't like that.
Or was it or did they pick those because they do? I don't know.
Right.
I'd have to look into it. But it encourages quick decisions and urgency, stop signs, yellow lights, things like that. Our brain,
construction zones.
Yep, our brain connects that with fast, fun
And
stuff.
that's biological, because things that are bright in nature are meant to draw your attention. Flowers are meant to do that because it attracts bees so they can pollinate, and that's and so this stuff is hardwired into us genetically. So this is biology.
Yep. So cool colors like blue, green, and purple, they're trustworthy, they're calm, they're relaxing. Green has to do with growth and nature.
That was my cup. That was our company color.
I see.
That was in that wheelhouse.
Kenneth was showing off our cup, if you are listening, and I thought he was, I don't know, dancing or something. I don't know. Green, growth, nature, eco-friendly stuff. But that doesn't mean if green's your favorite color that you can't use it. Of course, use it. Use whatever color you want. Just kind of be aware. And if your color is very different, conveys a different kind of thing, okay, so maybe don't have it the most prominent.
Use it as an accent.
Yeah.
Also, dark green and neon green don't mean the same thing.
Yep. Purple, my absolute favorite. I love purple. I'll show my cup now. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it. It says "Killin' It" on the side and has ghost face, and it's glittery, and I absolutely love it.
Scream is her favorite franchise.
It sure is. Okay, purple is royalty, creativity, and luxury. So, but that doesn't mean that you can't use purple if you're not a luxury brand. These are just the feelings that come up with these colors, and do with that what you will. Again, there is a separate resource on our website, www.havensconsulting.com, that goes into this stuff in a little more detail. Last, we have neutral colors, which are black, white, gray, brown. They're sophisticated, professional, elegant. Black is like luxury, white is simple and clean, gray is balanced and sophisticated, and brown is usually like earthy and warm. So our colors are black and white with a hint of blue. So
that's trustworthiness, sophistication.
Yeah, professionalism, simple, clean. But we didn't know any of this when we picked these colors. They're just Kenneth's favorite.
Yeah, black is luxury. That was when I read that. I was like, oh, because everything I get is black, or it's a very dark gray.
Yes. You should see our closet. It's like all of our t-shirts are together because we're t-shirt crazy. We love t-shirts.
Yeah.
Soft ones only. Bella Canva.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole half a rack.
They're color coded. Let's give some context.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I color code my t-shirts. I color code it. I organize everything. So half of a whole rack is black.
Yeah.
And then you've got a quarter of a rack
is gray.
And then another quarter, and that's every other color, including white.
Yeah, but that other quarter is like half dark blues, like
that's
slate
true.
blues.
Yeah, or navy.
Yeah. So it's when we got married,
there were no color.
There was blacks, whites, browns.
Like army green, maybe.
There's some
tan.
Flat dark earth, and then blue jeans.
Okay, next is your fonts. I already said make sure it's a font that you can recreate if necessary. That I just can't tell you how important that is, because when I was trying to she gave me the fonts, a file, and I uploaded them into Canva. And while she had like 20 different styles of the same font, because there's variations, Canva would only accept like 3. So just make sure that you can use them, that it's readable. Just because it's pretty and swirly and you love it doesn't mean that people can read it.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing different sizes.
Yeah, this is you boutique owners out there with the cursive.
Yeah.
It looks really good, but just make sure that people can read it, because sometimes the calligraphy can get illegible for the 21st century kids.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's kids now that can't read cursive at all. So
I
just,
barely can. And
uh,
I've spent 6 years learning it in elementary school and have not used it since.
I love cursive. I love print. I love calligraphy. I love it all. Okay, make sure you have complementary fonts. You don't want some curly Q thing and then some
Oh yeah.
harsh with it. Make sure it's readable, like on a tablet, scrolling on a phone. If the letters are too close together, then when you're looking on something small, you can't read it. So
Where are your
just,
customers going to find you? And where are they going to be looking at it? And
yeah.
is it going to work for that setting?
Yeah. So just things to keep in mind. Graphic elements. We use very simple graphic elements in our previous stuff and on some of our branded stuff. We have like a swirly line.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're looking, I'll show you. It's just this simple little blue line, curly kind of thing. And then another one of our graphics was purple dots, like the square
Oh,
of
yeah. Like
dots.
a grid of dots.
Yeah. So, and you just want to use those sparingly, even if you're real flashy, but it helps with consistency, right? If it was just black and white and blue without those
Yeah.
graphic
It'd
elements,
be bland.
yeah, but also it could look like another ad. But if it's got those little simple
Mm-hmm.
graphics on everyone, if it's got these swiggly blue lines, it keeps it
It draws
consistent.
attention, but not in a this is an advertisement kind of way.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So you can also create a mood board, and anyone that is around my age knows exactly what this is because we've all done it,
Well,
right?
hold on. I don't.
Female,
So
sorry,
okay, I was like,
female.
well, like let's explain it to me and all the guys out there.
Whatever. Okay. So, you can do a collage. You know what a collage is?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like a mood board.
Okay.
It's just a collection of things that are similar for some reason. So some people, I saw this on Facebook. One of my friends, if it's you, comment and let me know. Her and her best friend, I think, for New Year's, they go to a hotel and they create mood boards for the year. So they take a poster board. I don't know if they cut out magazines or they, keep up with stuff over the year. And it's like stuff that they want for their accomplish for their year
Okay.
or something. And they stay at a hotel and they hang out together. They talk about the things they want to accomplish and do. And they create this little mood board and then they can just put it in their closet to look at and then, renew it every year. And I thought that was so cool.
This is so foreign to me.
Ladies, this is what I have to deal with. Anyway, so you can do this in many different ways. Like I was just talking about, this is a poster board type thing, right? Or you can do science fair
Oh, mm-hmm.
with just index cards that have different stuff on it. Or you can do a Pinterest board, or Pinterest now has collages, or you can do it on Canva. And it just has stuff to help you kind of keep these things all together so you can see them. It's got your font, it's got your logo, it's got your color scheme, it's got maybe images and textures and stuff like that. If you're going to use black and white photos, if you're going to use color photos, they can be a big difference. If you're going to portray a certain emotion, do you want your brand to be happy and fun or serious like ours, or black and white people bent over computers or stacks of paper?
Yeah.
Very like work business stuff.
Yeah.
Which goes well and I think it looks great. But that doesn't work for everybody.
No, that's not going to work for a daycare.
No. Ooh, no. They'd be like, no, what are they teaching my child? So anyway, you can do that. It can be like everything, as big and lavish as you want, or as just a few things put together so you can kind of get the feel of it. So, but doing this is important because if you are going to have someone else come in, you can just show them this one thing. Some designers have a branding kit that also would work,
Yep.
which has a sample of your pictures, your colors, your shapes, your stuff like that.
Yeah, and they're going to use color theory, and they're going to, get, I forgot. There's like triad colors
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah. Tertiary and stuff.
Yeah, all the different combinations of
Mhm.
colors that, go with each other, complementary. And I am not a marketing expert here, but the closer you get to like kind of just middle ground is going to be safer, but it's a lot easier to get lost in the shuffle. And the farther you get towards like
extremes.
Yeah, like very simple Apple, very wild and crazy Yahoo. I mean, if someone came to me and presented like, I'm going to start this company and it's called Yahoo and this is our logo, I would be like, this is a horrible idea.
One of the guys that we see on YouTube Shorts was talking about Octopus, I think. That's an electric company in the UK or something.
Yeah, but no one knew what they did. That one?
I think it worked out great for them.
Oh, that's right.
He was saying he would have told them, definitely don't do this, but it ended up working out good.
Yes.
So, yes, you can do something against all the advice that we are giving you, and it could work. It absolutely could. But most of the time it doesn't. So if you are willing to take the chance, go for it.
But just once you make it, because you can have an image in your head. I do this all the time. And I'm like, this is going to be amazing and great. And then I put it on, paper, computer, whatever. And I'm like, this is hot garbage. So just make it, look at it. And when we spend a lot of time working on something, it's hard to be critical. We're either completely critical and we just trash it, or we're not critical at all because we know of all the little details and the nuanced things. Have other people that weren't involved in it just, look at it. Just get a little,
instant feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just, is this too flashy, or what
do you think?
What stood out to you the most?
What does make you feel like?
Yeah, stuff like that. This is another thing that you possibly could do a trade for if you line out specifically what it is that you want here. Tell them what items you want in this and make sure that you have all rights to this.
Yeah.
Right? And it's an ending project. It's just, can you do a branding kit for me? Here's kind of what I'm thinking. You don't
want them to own it forever and you're leasing it. And then 'cause now the more you depend on it, the more that's associated with your identity, the more risk you have there.
Yes. Okay. We did talk about your photography too, black and white versus color, emotion versus, non-emotional photos. If you have illustrations like characters, what kind of character do you want? What emotion do you want them showing? But the main thing is consistency. You want this repeatable, right?
And that's the whole point. You want it to be recognizable. And inconsistent branding makes you look like 20 different companies.
Yeah, and people can't find you, or it looks messy.
Yeah.
So the key takeaway here is your visuals should instantly communicate your brand's personality, right? They should be able to look at it and go, I bet that's a this, right?
Yeah.
I bet that's a website design company, or I bet that's a tax preparer or something.
Yeah.
They don't have to guess exactly, but you don't want them thinking it's the opposite.
Yeah. And also, if you Google some of your competitors or potential competitors, you may want to buck some trends a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if you're an accountant out there or a tax preparer, don't use Stagecoach. Everyone else is using the Stagecoach font. Don't use it. So, you can just, go use Comic Sans.
Oh, Lordy mercy. Okay, so for that, you want to be simple, clean, consistent, repeatable. Easy.
Peasy lemon squeezy.
Yes. Oh, one more thing I suggest is if you're having your logo made by someone else, or you're having even a branding kit done, have them do your email signature.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That was so great when we had ours because it's consistent. Everyone in the company has the same type.
Yeah, it's styled the same. And if you're not really good with HTML or CSS, you're not going to be able to replicate that.
Yeah. And you want, one thing when you get overly complicated with email signatures is they don't convert. If you email from Outlook to Gmail or something,
Yeah. Like ours don't translate that well. Sorry, I'm playing with a piece of paper over here. Onto my phone, like it's hard to put my signature on my phone.
Yep. Okay, so here's some basic legal considerations for your brand. There are more. This is just broad strokes or whatever. So we have people ask this, do I need to trademark or copyright? Probably not.
Yeah, I mean it depends, and this is not legal advice because patent, copyright, trademark law, that's a whole, crazy rat's nest of legality. But a lot of things, just by creating it, you have already, like, copyright exists the minute you make something. That doesn't mean that it's going to be enforceable.
Yeah.
If you feel like you've really got something that may be on the edge that people could take or something like that, there's attorneys that specialize in this. A little tip here, if you're looking for an attorney, if you have any attorneys that call them and ask them. Even if you've got a family law attorney or something and you're looking for a business attorney, ask
they'll
them.
know somebody.
Yeah, they'll know someone that knows someone.
So just for a little bit of clarification, so a trademark protects a name, like a logo or slogan, and a copyright is a creative work. So that's usually like an image or something, or text.
Yeah, written work. Your website is copyrighted, but the logos are trademarked.
Yep.
And your unique process that you use to solve people's problems is patented.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, so you just want to always look them up before you use something. You can go to the U.S. Patent and Trade Office database and look up and see if someone else already has that. You can do a Google search. If we're talking still in the naming, do a domain search. Yep. Do all these things. Just check. Also, pictures, if they're not yours, check to make sure that you can use them. Just because they're on Google does not mean that you can use them.
Yeah, there's, if you see like Getty Images, that's a big one. You got to pay for those. But there's a lot of royalty-free stuff out there. Just search for royalty-free images. If you're using any sort of audio, make sure you're using royalty-free. But like you said, Google stuff the patent office, and that's good. But the thing is, they run 6 months to 18 months behind. So if someone's got one in the works, they're not going to have that yet. So, but someone's got patent pending or trademark pending out on whatever. So don't ever use a single source for any piece of information. So like you said, definitely go Google that as well.
Yep, absolutely. And taglines, if you think, oh, that's really good, I think someone might try to steal that, like from launch to legacy.
Yeah.
When we were using that on our business website as just something that, we used in some of our text, we did not need that. Right. But now that it is the brand name and we're using it on things for this specific
product,
we did go ahead and start the paperwork on that.
Now, we've touched on this, I think, in an earlier episode, but just a reminder here, this step and this process needs to be done completely and happen quickly, because if you search your domain, there's a good chance it gets bought up. Don't use GoDaddy.
Yeah.
Do not use GoDaddy. And this is a well-documented issue. If you search for a domain on there and it's available and you don't buy it right then, they typically will buy it and try and sell it to you for $1,000.
That absolutely could happen. We talked about it in, I think, episode 1 about websites. Kenneth just talked about it again. We'll talk about it again when we talk about websites. Yep. Specifically, when you're naming, you need to be checking these when you're deciding on a name.
Yep.
I'll just leave it out later, I guess. But when you're doing your website, you can't wait and have everything else done before you do that, right? You need to get your domain as soon as you get your name. If the image looks a little bit different, we had to switch out the cameras. So if it looks crazy, you know why. So let's talk about a digital hub. So what is that? That's how people find you, right? You've got your domain. We talked about it a little bit in episode 1 about how you need to get that in the beginning, right? So you need to get that before even though you're not doing a whole website, you need to make sure that you have the domain, because if you do all this branding, you get your name done, you have all of this stuff, and then you find out that you can't get a website that's in that realm, right? Or you find that there is already a company called that. Now, maybe they're not with the state or whatever, when you're looking up your name, but they do have a website. And there's two ways it can be really bad. If they're the same thing as you, or if they are so far different from you that if someone looks it up, they're going to be upset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's got something that is very different from your brand. You don't want that either.
Right.
So you definitely just want to make sure that you have your domain from the very beginning. Okay, now if you're going to start your website, you don't have to have a whole big website like we do with, regular banner and then a drop-down menu and maybe a drop-down menu off of that. You don't need all of that.
Resources, videos.
Those come with time, right? If you are just starting out, you don't have the time to do resources and videos like that. You're hustling. You're trying to get clients. You're trying to establish the back end. You're out spending your time networking. You're doing all that stuff.
Facebook Reels, that's probably your best friend.
So don't worry about that right now. But if you are going and you are at the part where you're going to get your website, just start simple. You just need really like a home page that has like your headline, a call to action, some kind of visual thing. Maybe your story, if that helps people connect with you. And then whatever service or product, and then how to contact you.
And we've said this before, don't run out there and grab pay for a bunch of stuff you don't need yet.
Yeah.
As the need for it rises, then go get it.
Another thing is, just if you're going to put your personal phone number out there, you are going to get calls from all kinds of scams.
Yep.
You are going to get robocalls. The clients you do pick up that are using your personal cell phone are going to continue to use your personal cell phone, no matter how many times you tell them that you have a work number. So, not to discourage you from doing that, just so that you're aware of that.
It took me almost a year of having the office phones to transition people off my cell phone.
Yep. So there's a bunch of different beginner-friendly websites where you can just put a little something up. And if you want more information on how to build a basic website, there are some very broad strokes guides on the website, right? Like we are not branding, we are not website developers, so there's enough for you to do it yourself very simply, or some things that you need to find out, you need to ask when you're going to go and hire someone.
Go look at their other work, because that's the thing about a website designer is their work's out there.
Yeah, yep, you can see it. If you are hiring, I'll say this a million times, just make sure that you have control over that website, that you are the one. If you split with your designer, does your website go away?
Yeah.
Is your website cut off because you're not using them anymore? I had no idea that was a thing when we had our website built. So we split with our designer. Our website was gone. And what do? That's all. That's everything, right?
Yeah. It was down for 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah.
In our busiest season.
We hired out again, immediately. But it took them that long to build the new website, because you build it on a platform and then you kind of just plop it there, right? Okay, sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
Camera 3 for the episode.
Yes. If you see that the camera has changed again, you know why. It's not your phone messing up. All right. Well, I think we've given them enough information on websites. So if you want more information, there will be more detail. It'll give you a checklist of what you need to have for sure, and then what is, extras. You can find that on our website at www.havensconsulting.com.
Yep.
Okay, your Google business profile. This is so important. So we talked about it on episode 8, the entrepreneur's blueprint episode about
Mm-hmm.
first clients, because we really want you guys to know how important this is. If you're not on Google, you're not a business.
Right. Like, I mean, really, think about Googling a business and they don't have their own, like, the hours section. You're going to be like, is this even a real company? I mean,
Yeah.
that's going to be your first thought. It's going to
Yes.
seem not genuine.
And if you do look something up and then it pops up to the side with pictures of the building or product or whatever, and they look really nice.
Yeah, that legitimizes your business.
Yes. And if you start that up early, you can start getting reviews early. Reviews are so much harder to get than I could have ever imagined. People say that they will do it, but then they just forget,
I mean, how often have you said, someone asked you, like, take the survey at the bottom of the receipt, or you get a free meal or something, and you never do it because by the time you get home,
you've totally forgotten.
Yeah.
So I don't blame any of our former clients that haven't done it, but I would appreciate it.
Yeah, if you're listening, you can go back out there and, leave us a comment.
Yes.
Or a review.
So there's a separate sheet on this again, www.havensconsulting.com, that has all of this and more. But let's go over some of it. So it helps because you can get there, right?
Yep.
You know the hours, you know when you can call. A thing that I did a while after was change our hours. So we work until 5 on Fridays, but our Google hours say that we close at noon, just so that the girls aren't getting phone calls, till the end of the day or whatever. You can put whatever you want on there.
Yep.
If you don't want calls during a certain hour, just put that you're closed.
Yeah. We don't really actively, like, if the phone rings, we'll answer it. But I mean, we're not trying to start projects on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's trying to do that.
No. Plus, if the girls need to do something or they want to leave early or they want to work from home, they don't have to worry about, the phone or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it still does ring, but that was just a little tip. One of the reasons that you need to start early is the time delay. Google does not accept that you are a business because you said you were.
Yeah. You got to do a lot of proving here.
Yeah. So I'll let Kenneth tell you about how our situation went.
Well, there's a 2-part story here. We'll talk first about when we were working out of our garage.
Yes.
So you've got to take a video to kind of show that you've got an office set up. You've got to show a video where you're located.
Yeah, you have to show equipment.
Yeah, equipment and also some sort of like verification that you were allowed to do this on behalf of this company.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got about 30 seconds to do all that.
Business card or something.
Yeah. The house wasn't as hard. We did have to redo it a few times just because Google, well, you got to do this. And they'll reject it for whatever reason. So
I said I was going to let you tell it, but I'm going to jump in.
Okay.
And take over for just a second. I don't know if you remember this. We had to, in the video, have our street sign.
That's what I was going to do. So we set up our computers and with, the company logo on them, and I think put on company shirts. And then, we had to like walk outside of our house, zoom in on the street sign, and then turn around and get our home address on our house, walk in so that, we have access, show business cards that had our face on them and our names and our titles, and then show our equipment. And we still had to do that like 4 times. And that was the easy one.
Yeah.
When we got up here, you've got like this is a 30-second video or a minute-long video. And
we're in a 3-story building.
Yeah.
That has...
on an interstate.
That has like locked door, elevator, locked door, locked door.
Yeah. And we didn't have signage up yet.
Yeah.
No, we did have signage, and it still didn't count.
Yeah.
Because it was a nightmare trying to get...
I think because we were the only ones that had signage, so it didn't look like a business sign.
Yeah.
Just like we put like a sticker on or something.
Yeah, and we trying to get because there's nothing that says our address inside the building. So
Right.
like trying to get and somehow verify that this is where we're at, but then also my office is in here, but then it's also under a minute, and I about lost it.
And it's not like you can record and piece it together.
No.
It has to be continuous, and it's like it takes almost a minute to get up the elevator.
Yeah, and because you have to do the video from the Google app. So, we were at the time, it was like an office sharing, workspace, and ask them if you can put up a temporary logo on your door.
Yeah.
Just something. A lot of them will let you do that for the Google because they know.
Yes.
Just it's a process.
Yeah.
And
now that was just the video. So
yeah.
Also we tried to update our address, and what they did was they made a whole new profile.
Yeah.
So then we had 2 Google profiles, and we had reviews on one.
Yes.
So I'm like, I can't lose that one. And you had to cancel one, and you had to go through all of this. I mean, it took months the first time, and then it took months the second time.
Yeah, to get it all straightened out.
Yeah, so it's just really important that you start early. Now, hopefully that doesn't happen to you, but start as early as you can.
However long you think anything's going to take in a small business, multiply that by 5.
I was going to say 3, but 5's even better.
Yeah, when you're quoting customers or trying to schedule time, or 5 times.
All right, so when you get approved and you have access, another thing is you have to go through whatever Gmail set it up. You can't just log in. So you have to be in that Gmail to get to the Google business. So then you can go in there and you can update things. You want to make sure that your categories are accurate to your business and that you have a ton of them and that they're similar and cover all realms.
Go back to the last episode and listen to the part about Google Trends.
Yep. And that'll tell you how to find those. You want high quality photos.
Yeah.
If you don't have high quality photos, I suggest just putting your logo or something.
Oh, here's a little comparison. If you DoorDash or anything, think about a comparison of a McDonald's picture versus like a local, eatery, and some of these they're pristine, and then some of it you're like, oh, that doesn't.
I don't want to eat that.
I don't want to eat that, but it is good food. So the presentation
matters.
I mean, this is for a lot of your customers. This is your first impression.
Yes.
Don't put grainy photo. It's better to have nothing than something bad.
Yes. An example of that is we have a local restaurant, Fast Taco, and
you're keeping that one in business.
I am. I keep them in business.
I'm keeping M&Ms. You're keeping Fast Taco.
Yes, love it. Shout out to Fast Taco. But the pictures are not good. And if I had not been eating there my whole life, then I would not want it.
Yeah.
So anyway, just make sure you have good pictures or no pictures at all if you have to. Update it often. You can just go in and change your hours. Google, when you're searching, crawls the internet. It crawls that. So like you can put in like updates, like our business does this.
Oh yeah.
You can do question and answers, and it's perfectly fine for you to ask the question and answer it because most people are not reading this. This is for the search engines.
Right. Like in your FAQ section, I mean, you can just put those things out there. If you've got resources or blogs, those are new resources that those Google bots are going to crawl. They're going to get data. And when people Google those topics, you're more likely to come up.
So just update it. Even if you just set a reminder and every 2 weeks you just do one question, that will keep your page fresh.
Because it's dynamic.
Yeah. So definitely keep up with that. It doesn't have to be extravagant, just something. And respond to all of your reviews, even the negative ones.
Yep.
And they will happen.
They will happen.
And it hurts your feelings, and you'll probably take it personally, and it will be very upsetting to you. But know you're not alone, and that one negative review, that one bad interaction does not define your business.
Right. And in certain circumstances, a negative review or two is good. It's better than not having any, because no one believes a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
But if you got a 4.9, that's that's a solid company.
I agree. But you want to have enough that
Right.
negative's not the first thing you see.
And going back to Google and difficulties and lengths of time to resolve things, sometimes you get fraudulent reviews.
Yes.
We had 2 of those from the same incident.
Yeah.
Got one taken down, still working on it and trying to get the other. I mean, it's a process and a pain. But like you said, just respond to them. We respond to our positive ones, of course. Thank you, and enjoyed working with you. Because for most of our clients, it really is. I enjoy what we do and helping them out.
Mm-hmm.
And the negative ones, it's kind of outline. Don't get defensive, because that's not going to make you look good. Just be very respectful, be very kind, be very sympathetic, and just kind of go over what really happened. Or and if you made a mistake, if we're in the wrong, we try and correct that, no charge, quickly, because no one's perfect. Things happen, and people know that. But if you handle it,
if you get into an argument, it's just going to make you look worse.
We had some confrontational clients, and electing to not engage in that level of conversation and just keeping cool, because like you said earlier, it's hard to not take that personally.
Especially when you're starting out,
because you are your business, especially in the beginning. And so if someone says something negative about your business, it feels like they attack you personally. And sometimes they do. Sometimes
they do, and sometimes they're just looking at you like you're Walmart.
Right.
Or you're Lowe's.
Yeah.
Just a faceless corporation, and you're like, this is my heart.
Right. Yeah, this is my livelihood. This is my pride. This is my passion. So I think we've said this since the beginning. If you're going to be a small business owner, you're going to have to get some thick skin pretty quick if you don't already have it.
Yep. All right. So one thing on all of your digital stuff is you want to make sure that you have a call to action, a CTA. I'm sure you've seen that if you're this far in. So all that really means is a button or a phrase at the end that says, contact us, visit our website.
Learn more. Do something.
Yes.
Call to action.
And you want to make everything as easy as possible. You want your contact information right up at the top, right where everyone can see it. You want, your phone number, your email, or whatever, so that they can do it however they want to. If they can book through the website, that will be helpful. Whatever you can do to make it as painless as possible for them to do the next step.
I'm not sure if this is accurate, so nobody quote me on this, but I believe there's a statistic out there that if someone can't find what they need on your website in the first 5 seconds, they leave.
I don't think it's 5 seconds, but
or 50. It's a short period, but just think about going to a website and you're looking for the login, and you're like, I'm not. Why is this hard to find?
Yeah. Another thing that I think is really important, I think we talked about this in an earlier episode, but is a digital business card. So there's 2 kinds. There's like your dot, right, where you put your phone to a phone. So if he puts that near another person's phone, all of his contact information, our website, our social media, everything goes straight there. And
I've also got, it came with the actual business card. There it is right there. It's seen some action, but it's got a QR code, and it also has the tap. So this will, on someone's phone, it'll send all that same information. This was $20, and there's not an ongoing fee.
Yeah,
so.
And it's forever. You can update it whenever. They're great. They even have wearable ones now and all kinds of stuff.
With the dot card.
So that, and I'm sure there's different brands, but so that's all of that together is one type. Another type of digital business card is a a photo really that you put in your favorites that is like it's kind of like an ad, but it's just, it has your phone number or address if that's necessary, email, whatever, and your services. So it's something that if you only have 10 seconds and you need to get information, you can send this one photo on social media, text message, email, however you want to do it. You can just send this one photo over quickly. That will really help you on social media more than anything. But you want it to be simple, clean, and have your services or products listed on that. So digital business cards are awesome. Creating your own is free. The dot's $20. They look professional. They help you in the long run. We already talked about the email signature, but you want that to go along with everything else, along with, having a Courtney at Havens Consulting, or info at Havens Consulting, or whatever it is that you have. You want a professional one, not just at Yahoo, or something like that. And those are free, cheap when you go through Gmail
to get
professional.
You have to own the domain if you're going to use the email. So, and we talked about this in the kind of the back end episode. The Google business, it's it's very easy. It's got a lot of features. It is very affordable, but it doesn't mesh well with Microsoft. And, so we migrated all our stuff to Microsoft. So that's just, something to keep
in mind.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was everything we've really got today. This episode's been about basic professional presence, right? What do you need so that if someone is looking for you, you look like a real legitimate business, right? You need a simple website or just a landing page. A landing page is your contact information, your services and stuff all on one page, easily manageable. You don't even have to have that one in the beginning, but I do suggest you do at least a landing page.
Because not having a website is kind of like not having a Google business. Yeah. You feel like it may not be a legitimate business.
Right. So simple website, maybe just a landing page, optional at the very beginning. I would say your Google business profile, not an option. You've got to do that.
Not an option.
LinkedIn, if you work with businesses, you have to have a LinkedIn.
Yeah, B2B, yeah, LinkedIn. If you're consumer facing or something, it's not going to hurt you.
Right.
But
may not be something to put a lot of time and effort in, but maybe you don't update it all the time, but it would be good for you to have it at least.
Yeah.
And then Facebook, you have to have a Facebook now. Everybody has Facebook. Every business has Facebook. You just need it. Instagram, I would say for,
you were going to tell me about Instagram.
Yeah. On the social media episode, I'll tell you more about it. But if you have products, if you are crafty and creative and stuff, you need an Instagram, and then Etsy if that's how you're selling it, but that's a different thing. So your basic stuff should be a landing page, a Google business profile, LinkedIn if you're business to business, Facebook.
Regardless.
Yeah, you just have to now. And
I didn't have a Facebook. I mean, I had a Facebook, got rid of a Facebook, and then had to get a Facebook again when we started the business.
And the last thing is the email signature. So those are the things that you really want to make sure that you have. And we have more information about this, especially a whole dedicated worksheet on Google Business Profile on our website at www.havensconsulting.com. Those are the things that you need for a strong visual identity on the internet, right? Everybody just has to have that now. So I hope that helped you guys out. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them. We would love to hear from you guys.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys, coming in for the episode, and we hope you learned something. We hope we were able to help you out. And again, havensconsulting.com, go check out those free resources. Yeah. I mean, they're free.
Yeah. It's not a trick.
Yeah. No.
They're just up there.
And take those, use those, and if they helped you out, let us know.
Yeah.
Or if there's something, you'd like to see.
Let us know that
That's what
too.
we're really excited about, is when we've got, some people looking for some specific topics that
Yeah.
we can, really hammer on.
Yep. And if you've made it this far, I can't believe it, right? Most people don't make it this far into a video or podcast. So we appreciate you so much. If you could like or subscribe or whatever your platform
Share.
calls it. Yeah, share it
If you
with
know
someone
anybody
that you
that this
know.
could be useful for,
Yeah, we would love you guys to help us in our new venture, just like we would love to help you in your launch to legacy. And thank you so much.
all right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.